do with Fluency is we take those Fluency cards that you have in the classroom, those little kits, and there are a lot of different ways to use them. The one way that I've been using them with my students, first I pair them up, and I pair them up a better reader with a lower reader, because you want the heart and the one that does a little bit, needs a little help to hear the other person read a little bit better at modeling. And they each have the same story, and first when I give it out, I give them a couple of minutes to read it by themselves. Then they get with their partner somewhere on the floor, and I'll read to my partner, and my partner's following along. And sometimes we check how many words they'll time them. I mean, stop them after 60 seconds, and that's to get a words per minute. And other times, they just count their mistakes. I don't do it the way that you're really supposed to do it, like we would do it when we do it, you know, crossing off the mistakes and taking off the points like that handout that you just gave us from Dunsville here. But it just gives them an idea of how many words they read per minute. And then when they're doing it with the mistakes, they'll say, well, they couldn't read this word, and they missed this word, they said of instead of for, and they just tell them, they correct each other, and then the other one reads. And then what we do after that is, this is what that is all about. This is just a minute of these two doing this. This one we just did maybe a week or so ago. Can't really do it. She's reading very low anyway. See, and he's following along. This is our writing teacher. She wanted to learn how to do this for a project she's doing, so I let her be on the camera since I didn't want to be. It worked well for me.
What is protesting?
She's asking him about words that the other little girl was reading and didn't understand. She asked her, do you know what those words mean? And she said, no. So now Cameron's telling Mrs. Hamill and Leslie the meaning of the words. I know, when Cameron reads, Leslie will listen to him.
Practice reading your words to somebody silently and out loud. What we're going to do.
But what she's doing now, what we do after that is then they all go back to their seats and we call one up, and one of them will come up. And when they come up, they'll read it, and then we give them a, I'll fast forward it now so you don't have to go through all this again. Where is it going? I'm sorry, I thought it could fast forward it, it's not. I don't want to make you have to do the whole thing again. I was trying to fast forward it.
And just stop and explain.
same thing, but what's going to happen, I'll try and mute it so you don't have to listen to this part. When the other person comes on, the other teacher comes on, what she does is she then calls the child up and one child will read. And when that child is done reading, we give everybody in the class a chance, not everybody, but they have to give 1 star and 1 wish. So we'll choose one person. You know, how did she do? What did you think she did that was good? And is there anything you think they might need to improve on? Like one student read with paper right in front of their face. Well, we didn't hear a word they said. Another student, you know, did a really good job, but they were reading, and there was conversation in there, and they didn't read it with expression. It was all monotone. So now they had read that story at least 3 times. If they read it by themselves, they read it with their friends, so they should have been able to at least try to. And that's one of the things that we work on. And then we do it, and then we'll do it with these cards, and I'll try to do it once a week, so they get a different card, and I'll partner them with different people. But I try to, in the beginning, for a couple of weeks, I'll try to keep the same 2 kids together, so they can kind of learn off each other. And I have seen some growth. I had one boy in my class in the beginning of the year. He had like 40, I think it was like a 42 words per minute, and that was with me checking them, not them. And he's up to about 86, 88. So he's grown, you know. So for a poor reader, it works. We've also done it with Reader's Theater. They like to do it with Reader's Theater, and there's a lot of different things you can do with it. But we just use resources that we had to help build fluency, because they need to be fluent readers in order to comprehend. They're spending their time trying to decode words, they don't know what they're reading. That's basically what we're doing. I'm sorry, I really thought I could fast forward this before. I don't want to make you have to sit through the whole thing again.